So let's get this started. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the second episode of the VO Playbook. My name is Prince Danveso. Today, I have a very special guest on the podcast. He's a prominent Ghanaian media personality. He's an entrepreneur. He's a voiceover artist known for his significant contribution to the entertainment industry in Ghana. He has worked with various TV and radio channels, including Foresight TV and YFM, where he rose to become the general manager. He also managed music acts like High Life Sensation, Bisa K-Day. He's a founder and CEO of the Radio Advertising People, a company that specializes in the production of jingles and radio commercials. He has represented Ghana by covering major international events such as the BET Awards in 2013, 2014, and 2016, and the European Music Awards in Germany in 2012. And it doesn't end there. He has interviewed celebrities such as Busta Rhymes, Eric Bennett, Kim Kardashian, and Akon. He's also known for his efforts in promoting the voice-over industry in Ghana, emphasizing that voice-over acting is a significant employment avenue that has been neglected. He's currently the head of programming at 3 Music TV, and he's Jay Foley. Jay Foley, welcome to the podcast,
Well,
VO
thank you.
Playbook.
Thank you very much. I'm honored. I'm honored.
Okay, so let's start. Let's go back, way back into time. Tell us a bit about yourself, how you grew up, where you grew up, what junior secondary school you attended, secondary
Uh,
school.
I'll do a quick bio of myself. My real name is John Foley. I acquired the name Jay Foley later on in the story. I'll tell you. I'm a
Okay,
product of Shabawa's primary and JSS at that time, JSS school, which is located somewhere. For those who know Accra, it's in somewhere around Kolibu, where I lived with my parents. Moved on to Achimota Secondary School. That was in 1999 when I went to SS1. Completed Motown in 2001, and then went on to further my education in KNUST. That's Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology here in Kumasi, Ghana to be precise. For those watching wherever you are in the world. I did a 4-year course, studied integrated raw arts and industry, where I majored in ceramics, which has nothing to do with anything that I am today. Yes.
yeah,
Um, throughout all this journey up until university, I was heavily engaged in music business. So I was a producer. I was making beats all through, which connected me to Hammer of the Last Two at that time. So I met
wow,
Hammer of the Last 19, no, in 2000, in 2000, 2001. That's when I met Hammer um, through a mutual friend of mine. I gave Hammer a call when my friend connected me, and then I linked up with Hammer, and I just wanted to further my interest in making beats at that time. So I was making quite a number of beats, and through the engagement with Hammer of the Last Two, it introduced me to all them artists at that time who used to come to the Hush Hush studios where Hammer used to work.
yeah,
So the early beginnings of Tiny, Kwakese, Samini, VIP, that was Lazy Z,
wow,
Prodigal, um, Promzy, I beg your pardon. You name them, Conti, all those boys, like they became my friends or people I knew, hi, hello friends that I could link up with at that time. Motia, Boli, plenty of them because they were always
wow,
coming to the studio. So it started building a very early relationship for me in the world of entertainment, in music business. Well, sometime in my final year in university, a colleague of mine in school reached out to me that he wanted me to do a voiceover for her for one of the hall weeks in KNUS. The hall is called Indies Hall, Independence Hall.
wow,
So she just reached out to me because she knew I was into music and I could edit. So I did it. I went ahead. I did the voiceover. I didn't think I had done anything extraordinary, but she was like, "Wow, Jay, this is brilliant! Like this is perfect." So
wow, yeah,
for me, it was substandard because I knew I could do better, but I rushed the work, and she still liked it. So when I finished KNUS and I came back to Accra, I took on my music business. I wanted to still further my business and my beat making skills and sharpen it up. But At a point in time, I think the interest started developing in voiceovers because I started weighing the two businesses, and I noticed that um, I could make money quicker if I were doing voiceovers than music, considering the value chain of music and the number of people you need to engage, do the artist, do the music in the studio, record it, take it out,
Yeah.
chase the producer, and radio station, TV station. It was a long thing for me, and
Okay.
I was
So
really
all this
hungry.
thing is happening which year?
This is 2006 or 7, 2006, 2007. Yes,
Wow.
I came out of KNUST in 2006. So just when I came out, I started doing all these things. So in the latter part of 2006, getting into 2007, I switched businesses into full-time voiceovers. Now, what even excited me most, or what even inspired me most, was the fact that at that time, EL had just met EL, the producer rapper EL,
Yeah.
and we became friends. So EL was using my studio to work in Asylum Down here in Accra, and
Okay.
so I made EL handle the music business so that I take up the voiceovers because the studio needed to run, pay electricity bill, and function. And boys need
Yeah.
to get something to their pocket. So EL was handling the beats, and then I decided to focus on the voiceovers. Um, at a at a point in time, that became quite you know uh, a good business for me. Now let me throw
Yeah.
us back to 2002. I had met
Okay.
Chris, who was at that time one of the very hot cake on air personalities that we had, and he still is. But that time he
Okay.
wasn't into acting; he was more into television, more into broadcasting. So I wanted to meet Chris Atto. He was also in KNUST. Now I had a chance of meeting him when I was in my second year in KNUST, and I've spoken to him and shared interest in wanting to do, get into the media space and wanting to do radio, TV, and all those things.
Yeah.
So Chris and I's conversation just ended at that time, 2002. Fast forward, I'm in my studio in 2007, working on a beat and a voiceover or something like that, and I see a call from Chris Atto. This is like what, three years later, almost 4 years. I see
Wow.
a call from Chris Atto, and he said that, yo, Jay, you know what? He's got a production coming up from Chatterhouse, from GH1. That time was Chatterhouse owned, and it's called Rhythms. So he wants me to do a soundtrack for Rhythms. So I did a soundtrack, and at the end they put credits there, so my name will come there. Jay Foley, soundtrack by Jay Foley.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
time was Trigmatic and Ida did the soundtrack. I used Trig did the rap and the song, and I played the beat. So my name will come up there, Jay Foley, and then that cemented me into Charterhouse production. So I was there one day again, and George Quay called me. That yeah, he's George Quay from Charterhouse. He wants to come and do a commercial for Charterhouse. At that time was Ghana Rocks and some things. So George Quay comes into my studio with Eddie Blay and DJ Black, and these are all, for those who don't know them, these are all prominent media personalities here in Ghana.
Exactly.
Eddie Blay is a renowned, legendary on-air personality and musician
Yeah.
as well, and then DJ Black is a DJ, legendary DJ Black. So
Yeah.
they came to the studio, and then I got introduced to all of them. And I think I nailed the editing on. I didn't do the voiceover. It was Eddie Blay and DJ Black. I did the voice, but I did the editing. So I did a very good job on the editing, and then George Cree liked it. Now that was in 2007, and till today, I still do almost all the commercials for Charterhouse. Miss
Wow.
Malika, music awards, conferences, you name them, plenty. I still produce for Charterhouse, and I extend my thanks to the CEO and the COO and all the operation heads inside Charterhouse for still believing in me to even give me jobs, And through that as well, I think I got introduced into the world of voiceovers. So now it was no longer me editing, but now me trying to do voiceovers. One of the very first jobs, aside the one I did in KNUST, was when I came to Accra, was also from a friend of mine called Prosper Ashikwe, who at that time used to work with Choice FM, and the likes of Kofi Dixon and Yal Sechi. Yal Sechi is currently one of the sports, he handles a lot of basketball conversations, and then he also manages legendary boxer Azuma Nelson. So all these
Yeah.
people were part of my growth process. um, I did a commercial for Slock Air. Slock Air was an
Okay.
airline that had just been introduced in Ghana, and they loved it. They loved it. And these were early beginnings. So it sort of introduced me into the world of voiceovers, and I found
Yeah,
them.
and
I
you have
found
an
them.
amazing voice, Jay. You have an amazing voice. I've heard your work
Well,
before,
so
and
do you.
man,
So do you. So do you. So do you. So I got introduced there, and I now needed to establish a company, a proper company that was into voiceovers. There were others that were existing, but I did not want to stain mine with any other studio business, but just voiceovers. So sometimes people will come to my studio wanting to do songs and music, but I turn them down and say, you know what, here I just do voiceovers. I also wanted to create a one-stop shop for agencies and clients that they can come to me and plug in to get their scripts written. I can get them voices, voice samples. I created a whole community of just voiceovers. So it got to a point where now the agencies would just literally send me a brief or send me a script. I would develop a script or I record a script in any language they want, send it back to them without them even coming into my studio. I got introduced through agencies like those times Origin 8, that brought me a lot of work from MTN. So let's say between like 2007 or 2008 till about 2012, 13, almost every single, if not every single MTN ad you heard in Ghana was coming from J Studio. Almost,
wow,
not necessarily my voice, but from my studio. Because we produce a lot of things. I remember the time they were introducing mobile money. Almost all, if I not almost all the ads on mobile money were from my end. Um, Through that as well, I had a lot of finance companies come to me through agencies or directly. I produced for Fidelity, I produced for Stanbic Bank, I produced for Standard Chartered, I produced for Barclays, I produced for you name them, plenty. Then it also pushed my CV to other countries where I got jobs from Nigeria. We produced for Uber, name them Johnson and Johnson,
wow,
yes, that's Johnson Wax. Yes, Raid. Um, there was a commercial from Raid. I remember on radio that I had to mimic my voice or use certain software tools to alter my voice into that of a cartoon. It was quite popular at that time, but people didn't know it was even me. Um, it went on. I got jobs from South Africa. They kept on coming in. I remember we did some projects with Johnny Walker. The agency handling Johnny Walker in South Africa was doing a project with Kofi Mabing, the UT Bank former owner in Ghana.
yeah,
It was my studio they came to upon recommendation. Whoever did the recommendation, thanks to the person, but they came. And it wasn't about the aesthetics in the studio because the studio was I mean, it was some makeshift studio, but it was about the quality of work we're producing. You understand? And
yeah.
the guys did that, so we did. And I mean, till today, it goes on and on and on. I've done for Betway Ghana, Betway SA, you name them. Plenty companies that I produce commercials for, and for the past 17 years, I've been in that business or moving
17
into it.
years. Wow,
Yeah, I've been in the
wow.
world of voiceovers and I'm still in there and producing loads of commercials. And yeah, so that's my story from from primary school till now.
Amazing, amazing story there, Jay. Wow, wow, wow. So during your time, when you started, were there other voiceover artists who were, also in the industry that, yeah,
Yes, Yofi, my regards to Godfather Yofi, to the names are skipping me now. Do I quite remember?
I
One,
don't know Yofi.
yeah, well, yeah, these were guys who were in the business before I came. I
To,
mean,
to be frank with you, you are the only voiceover artist I know in Ghana.
oh,
And there's another guy. There's another guy.
so
He's called Mauli.
yeah,
Mauli.
Mali,
I heard about
yeah,
Mauli from a Nigerian
mm-hmm,
podcast, T Code's podcast. That was the
mm-hmm,
first time I heard about Mauli. I never
Mali's been
knew.
in the game, yes. There are plenty. Maoli, Mama V, sure, the names keep missing. Just I was just trying to check my phone to remember the names right now. Plenty,
Like,
plenty of them, plenty. There are people that came to. I mean, Toxie, aka Justice. These were people that came to me. These were people who were doing voiceovers. What's his name? This other man used to work with Metro TV. Oh man, just slipped me. My mind is running wild. Anyway, there are plenty of
yeah,
them. Adam Smith, they were all doing voiceovers, and gradually I wanted to get close to them and then create a family where we could have our voices could be heard not from the radio, but from the craft and the art that we hold and what we can do.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it was a very, or it is partly still a very disorganized space, because there are no regulations to guide or guard us on our monies, on
Exactly.
our
Exactly.
earnings.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly. That's what I
it
wanted to
takes
talk about.
payments and all those things. So it's been a long journey trying to set those things up to run. But I mean, God being so good, we're getting somewhere. It's a gradual process, but we're getting somewhere.
Okay. Okay. So, one of your interviews, I think with
Mhm.
I read it on GBC Online. You mentioned that the voice over acting is a significant yet neglected employment avenue in Ghana. So, what factors do you think contribute to this oversight?
The line went off there, but if you were asking about, you just repeat the question for me again.
Yeah, so I said I read on GBC Online
Yeah.
where you
Yeah.
said that voiceover
Mhm.
acting is a significant yet neglected employment avenue in Ghana. What
Mhm.
factors do you believe contribute to this oversight? What's going wrong?
I mean, look, I chanced upon a gold mine. Okay, I chanced upon a gold mine. I chanced upon something that I felt could engage a lot of people. Now,
Uh,
even
uh,
if
uh,
I were
uh,
wrong,
Jay, you said a gold mine. Can you explain that to my audience? What do you mean by gold mine? We all want to go and
it's
dig that gold up.
yeah, no problem, no problem. Everyone has a voice. Everyone has a voice,
Yeah,
except for those who are challenged by being uh, dumb.
be done.
Yeah, dumb. They can't speak, right? Yes, yes. Unless that, but everyone has a voice, and everyone's voice is perfect for a certain kind of narrative. And that's the beauty of voiceovers. There are no limitations.
Yeah,
Yes, there are people who become professionals and can alter, change, and let their voice be soothing to multiple products. But
yeah,
everyone, so far as you can speak and you have a voice, you can do a voiceover for a
yeah,
particular thing. Now, that means that everyone, unlike a bank, unlike masonry, unlike health, being a
yeah,
nurse or a doctor, unlike like an architect,
yeah,
where you have to go into training and be skilled for years at something, the world of voiceovers presents itself to everybody who wants to start.
yeah,
Now, there's no 4 year, 10 year, 3 year course available to say that you are you're training to become a voice artist. It depends on how quick. If in a week I'm able to get the skill, then so be it. So that's opportunity number one.
wow,
Number two, the beauty of what is even happening now is that because of the digital transition of the whole world, we were
yeah,
getting into a digital space. Visuals, audio, video, and still is what drives social media. Unless you want to take any of these out, imagine you're watching a video with no sound. The
ah,
AI now is reading and writing the audios for you.
yeah,
What is being said? Yes, the scripts.
yes,
Unless you want to take that out of the audio out of it, then the experience of things is going to change. For those who think that radio is dying out because of digital transition, it's a fat lie. Radio is ultimately one of the biggest means of communication as well, or advertising. It's
yeah,
there. It won't go away. The whole
yeah,
world hasn't reached digitalization yet. We are still in that space of radio and TV broadcasting.
yeah,
So that in itself should tell you that companies that want to advertise will still have to engage audio, video platforms, radio and TV platforms to engage. It means that our job will never stop unless we reach the point where we are doing sign languages.
yeah,
But we're not there yet. So this should let you understand the gold mine I'm talking about. That there's a chance for you to be at home, have a setup like yours, and
yeah,
still deliver quality voiceovers for so many things. And let's not limit ourselves when I say voiceovers to only radio commercials. It's huge. It's
okay,
huge. Any form of announcement or any form of audio guided, of any visual guided material that needs audio, it's a voiceover. You need a voiceover to do it. You need a jingle or commercial, like you need it. So it tells you that we have a wide market, and it's so wide open that all of us can still do it, and there'll still be enough left for us to do.
exactly,
Too
yeah,
much.
Exactly.
The thing is that how you should convert your skill into money is where the
Yeah.
conversation is. Yes,
Yeah.
but the opportunity for us to do voiceovers is a huge gold mine. So once you learn
Yeah.
how to convert this into
I like what you
earning,
just said, that there is room for everyone.
mhm,
Okay, there is room for everyone to make it in
for
this
everyone,
industry. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
for
not just for a
everyone.
few people. Yeah, I love that.
Yes, it's open. So now it will be about how to convert your voice into money, and it is 1,001. Plenty, there are plenty. There are platforms that are from paying to host podcast conversations.
Yeah.
There are companies that are advertising constantly. Look, I'm hooked onto certain companies that pay me monthly, and that's even enough for me. I can decide not to work for anybody else. You
Wow.
understand? Until I can decide that I'm on retainer with that company, so I don't want to do anything else. And I have those companies, and they are there, and I'm thankful that they've seen the significance or the importance or the quality I present. So they've given me that role. That's like I'm saying, from 2008 till about 2012, 13, almost every single commercial under MTN was from my end. I was on a
Wow.
retainer.
That's
I
money.
was on a retainer.
That's so
Understand?
much money,
And
Jay.
well, it's not so much money that I'm going to buy. Like I'm talking, massive money. But for a graduate that had come out of school,
Yeah.
considering the economic conditions of the country at that time as well, I
Yeah.
mean, from a graduate, it was enough for me to live and sustain. Understand?
Yeah.
And it was good for me. So I keep saying it's a gold mine, and I want to encourage more people in there. And lastly, if I were lying, when I produced my audio series titled Leaked, and I put out a request after 2 seasons that I wanted voice people who were interested in doing voiceovers. I
Yeah.
had over 1,100 and something emails in
Wow.
24 hours. Yes,
Wow.
20. I put it out in the afternoon. By the following morning, when I woke up, I had over 1,100 and something emails.
Wow. Were they just from
Yes.
Ghana or all around the world?
Well, it'll be hard to tell. It'll honestly, be very hard. I can't sit and say it was only from Ghana. It'll be hard to tell because I don't know where the emails came from. But
Okay.
plenty, and all these people were sharing interest in voiceovers. Understand? So, I mean, it's a gold market, but many
Yeah.
have not really tapped into it. So, I would encourage people who are interested in voiceovers to start the narrative.
Yeah. 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 So how has the industry in Ghana evolved over the years? You see, a lot of people don't know about voiceovers in Ghana.
Hmm.
It's true, a
Hmm.
lot. And the only place I know where I can get training, I think it's your place, right? The radio advertising. Uh,
People, yes,
yeah,
yes, I
yeah.
set that up in 2007. Yeah.
We don't have a lot
I
of
won't lie
training
to you.
programs in Ghana. Yeah, I
Yes,
must tell you, our
it
Nigerian brothers are doing big things with this
yeah,
thing. Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah. I
what's
mean,
happening
there
here? What's
we voice artists still fall in creative arts, so
yeah,
it must be the creative art space must blossom for us to also blossom.
okay,
So we're not singled out of the existing challenges of creative arts industry in Ghana, so we are also part of it. So it means that payments, the spotlight on us, the importance, the value. I mean, I keep telling my voice artists that, do you know that if you did a voiceover, right? And
yeah,
let's say you pronounce a word like uh, Brazil as Brazil, which is very wrong.
yeah,
Okay, as people say Brazil, which is very wrong.
yeah,
Do you know that a listener can be turned off just because you don't pronounce a word right?
yeah.
Like that's how terrible it is. A listener can be turned off. Now, when a listener is turned off because you didn't pronounce a word right, it means that the listener is carrying a perception of the company that you are advertising or the product they are advertising.
Exactly.
So we voice artists, we are like the representation, the audio representation of a company as advertising or a product that's advertising at any point in time that it's played, listened to, or aired. You understand? Like
Yeah.
that's how important we are. But unfortunately, in years past, people have seen our role to be, oh, but it's just reading. It's just reading. If it's
Just
just
reading.
reading,
It's just reading. Go and read it. Go and read it. Let's
exactly,
see.
exactly. If it's just reading, then go and read it and then see. So it's not just a just reading conversation. It's
Yeah.
us making sure that the listener enjoys and believes in the product. that he or she is
Yeah.
going to tap into the service he or she is going to tap.
Yeah.
So that's over the years. I mean, we haven't gotten the spotlight in our space, and I've been trying together with other people like the Maulis and Co you just mentioned to try and
Yeah.
create a narrative around voiceovers in Ghana. But I mean, it's not an easy task. It won't be an easy task. We are
Please,
still on the body.
what's the challenge? What's the challenge? Why is it not
It's
easy? Why is it that we don't have an association? We have the
well,
Actors Guild, we have the Models Guild, and all that. Why is it that Ghana we don't have the voiceover artists, voiceover
it's
association?
it's if you try setting it up, I mean, it's people join, and when people adhere to the rules and regulations of our industry, and as part of the blame, not only on us, also goes back to the client, because if a client knows that he or she or it has to go through a certain structure to engage a voice artist, they'll want to find somebody else, you know, who wouldn't give them that all those structures, because we want to make sure that you are paid. But if they know
Yeah.
that they're going to have to go through this wahala and this chain of command and all those things, they will not engage and do any of those things. So we ourselves are to blame that sometimes we would have to unity is strength, and
Yeah.
many of us have tried to take on this baton of or this manage this thing about setting up an association to guide us. But
Yeah.
truth be told, it hasn't been easy getting the attention of people to want to do this. It hasn't been easy. Even for the conference that we organized, it was
Yeah.
difficult getting some people to come in. It was very, very
Wow.
difficult,
What?
to those who came, thank you so much. But to those who didn't turn up, I mean, it's narratives like this that will help at the end of the day help us set ourselves up. So for me and my establishment, I try to bring in structure when I engage a voice artist and a client, either pay before service or pre-finance when I can trust the client would pay, because I have white clients and I have black clients. Okay, when I trust the client to pay, I can even pre-finance so that you receive your money, and then when there are cases of re-engagements, you are paid for you are paid properly for your work. Understand? And
Yeah.
I try very hard to do that, and I try to pay well. I try to broker right deals for my voice artists so that they are paid well. I may have had some challenges, but it's also as a result of very difficult clients I'm working with, But in my space, I'm trying to sanitize it, and I know a few others are also trying to do the same. But on a bigger, larger scale, I don't think we are doing the best.
So we don't have industry rates to use to charge our clients. We don't have that. So
Fortunately,
anybody can
we don't
charge.
have we don't have industry rates. We may have some floating rates, but it's still heavily um, dependent on the voice artist. I have tried to create rates across when it comes to my space, my company. So the artists that I engage, they understand that these are rates. These rates, for example, under 60 seconds, you could be doing about $100 to $200
Okay.
thereabout. You could, dependent on
Wow.
how good you are in the client's budget.
Yeah.
Now I'm using the USD because of the number of countries that, in case jobs come, they pay via USD when it's outside Ghana.
Okay.
Locally,
Hmm.
under 60 seconds, you could be working with 1,500 Ghana cedis or equally about 2,500 Ghana cedis plus on a good deal. On a good
Yeah.
deal, but it's heavily dependent. And some clients, because they are so repetitive, they keep coming every time. They expect that you cut them a deal, and
Yeah.
that also works. So in my space, these are rates that I throw about. But when it goes beyond 60 seconds, the conversations are different. It depends on the volume of work being asked for. Sometimes how long they intend to use the ad or the voice. That also counts. So I try to create these narratives. And I must say, it's not easy, but some clients understand. And we are getting to that space of rights, copyrights, and all those things. So some clients do understand that it's let's have that conversation so that I know that if I use your voice, I'm paying right for it. And I do believe that we're getting, and this is the first time I'm going to say this. I've held it back for a very long time, but I'll share on your
Yeah.
platform. So,
You're hearing them
um,
for the first time here, please.
yes,
Yeah.
we are getting to a point. We're getting to a point where you see when you engage me that you want to use my voice, you need to tell me for what. where are you going to use it?
Yeah.
So if you tell me you're using it for radio and TV, and we discuss payments for radio and TV, and I find out that my voice is on a digit. Yeah, can you hear me now? Sorry, the line went off briefly.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I find out that my voice is on a digital platform. We should be able to copyright our voices, patent our voices to the point that the second you upload my voice on YouTube,
Yeah.
TikTok, Facebook, the algorithm should pick my voice and mute it and seek my permission before
Exactly.
it goes ahead and is used. So
Exactly.
we have a revenue share. You get me?
Exactly. Exactly.
We
Yeah.
should get there.
Wow.
Yes,
That's
we should
that's
get
that's,
there.
that's a good
You know,
one.
so these are conversations I've been having in with a few tech gurus, and trying to find a way around it so that our assets, which is our voices, are protected. Do you
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
Yes. And if media softwares are going to play our voices on air for a particular period, when it expires and you load it on the
Yeah.
system,
It's okay.
it should not play. We should
Exactly.
get to that point. Yes,
Yeah.
we should get to that point. So I've been having these conversations on the future of voiceovers and how we can safeguard our monies in a digital space. And these are things that I'm throwing around to see how we can do it. So that when we do it, I mean, bro, then I can sit back and in 20 years' time, if a client is still using my voice for a commercial, I get paid for it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
understand? I
Yeah.
get paid for it. God rest his soul. James Earl Jones said this is CNN, and I bet he lived a
Oh
fortune
my
of
God.
three
Yeah.
words. Yeah,
This
we should
is
get there. That you should get our voices elsewhere, and then we should also be paid rightly for the things we do. And clients need to understand that the value of a voice artist on a product or production is almost 90% of the job.
yeah.
So we must be paid rightly for what we do. And we're getting there. But for me, Jay, if you want to engage me, you have to pay right. Else I won't do it.
Exactly. Exactly. I still believe that we will need to have an industry rate, yes, that we can
Yeah,
go by
yeah, I
because
agree. I agree.
yeah,
I agree. But the influence of my rates, I think, reverberates in other places. So sometimes I hear people also, when they charge around the rates I use. But I am not the I can only advocate, you know. But at least it's
let
great.
me tell you something. We have
Yeah.
a mutual friend. I'm not going to mention the names here, but
Okay.
he told me to do some work for him, and he wants to pay me 100 cities. How can you pay me 100 cities for voice? You see,
Yeah.
that's what. And I don't go
That's
there, and I have an agent in South Africa who pays me. Man, should I mention it?
yeah.
It's like a
Go on.
hundred times higher than that.
Hmm.
So locally, we are not paid well.
No, we're not paid well.
We are not paid
Um,
well.
at least for me, for some of the clients I work with, I think over the 17-year period, they have come to realize the value of what I share. So when it comes to finance conversations, after taxes, they treat me well. For new entries, I sometimes cut them the slack and bait them into my space by offering certain discounts or even sometimes absolutely free. But those are scarce. But I try to build that relationship, so that when we reach the point where your it's right for us to talk deep business, then yeah, we move on from there. And I'm grateful to some clients, that I work with, plenty clients that I work with that have been very kind to me over the years. The likes of this agency, Karat Ghana Limited, they've
Yeah,
been so supportive to me. There are plenty. Marcom, Decor, there are plenty that have been very, very supportive to my business.
wow.
Always bringing me, jobs, and I'm grateful to them. Even if the jobs don't come to me to do a voiceover, at least we produced it, and we engage other voice artists, as well. So it's been good. It's been very good, and I want to encourage other people as well who want to find themselves in this space to get on there, share their CV out there, put it out there, let people know they're into voiceovers, and
Yeah,
let's build a whole community of ourselves. And I do believe that maybe in my era or in previous eras, that I came to meet, we may have failed in setting up these associations, but into the new generation, they might see a reason to set up a certain association, bound and guided by certain rules and regulations that would help put money in their pocket and safeguard their jobs.
Okay, let me ask you. So, what are the steps to forming this association for the voiceover artists, and where have we reached now? At what step are we now? At what stage are
There's
we
no
now?
stage. The stage that was attained years back was putting ourselves into a WhatsApp group, but the group became very idle and died out. There's no stage.
Wow,
I had tried to champion meetings with certain key stakeholders and certain legal heads, but it just got cold, and then the conversations ended. So there's no stage. We had no stage now. It's a zero stage. If zero is a stage, then so be it. That's where
wow,
we are. Unless someone takes up the mantle again and decides that let's just take this up again and let's get up and running. Um, but I've tried. I mean, I've given a lot of jobs to people. For example, in my audio series, I engaged 78 voice actors for the audio series.
wow.
Um,
All Ghanaian
yeah,
voice actors.
not all Ghanaian, but
Okay,
99% of Ghanaian.
okay,
Yeah, a few Nigerian VOs there, but 99% were Ghanaian. Yeah, and
okay.
and I've tried. I've tried in my little quarter, in my space. I've tried, and I really hope that others like you will also take up and push this game to the next level. We have
Wow,
done our bits, haven't we? Not that I have stopped. I'm still heavily engaged in voiceovers. I think it's a beautiful space, but I don't know if my heart is ready to take it up again to see if we can create an association out of it. I wouldn't sit here and say I wouldn't do it, but I don't know right now where I am right now, as of today, 20 something, 30th of this month.
of March.
I
Yeah.
don't know if um in that space, but I'll come back to it. I have other things that are on my priority list,
Wow, 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 wow.
but I still do voiceovers though.
Okay, okay. So, where do you see the future of the Ghanaian voiceover artists in 5 years from now?
Um, the creative art space in its is gradually strengthening itself, copyrights, value. So I'm seeing that it's going to come to a point in time where just like graphic designers have now decided to be very expensive to reach and get,
Yeah,
voice artists is also going to get to that space very, very soon. We are in the process. The order has been placed. It's just going to be birth. And very soon, you want to do a voiceover, you would have to pay to your through your teeth to
yeah,
get a professional to do your job for you. And
yeah,
I see that happening in less than 5 years. Less. If
yeah,
my guts tell me right, in the next 2 years, the space will be very different.
yeah.
Very, very different. Yeah, very different.
Should we be worried
And
about AI?
not at all. Not at all. I'm not worried about AI because there's something about AI, and there's something about the natural, the original thing.
Yeah,
Um, in English language and other languages that AI has managed to be created for voice artists, it's working. But um, I still think that in our part of the world, we have a few more years to go.
yeah. I want
Yes,
to hear
and
AI
there are
in
so many
G
languages that
or Ghana.
yeah, there are so many languages that you might not get AI to easily do that for you.
Yeah,
And also it's as a result of translations. Certain keywords and cannot be easily translated into the local languages. It has to be expressive. So all those things are gonna come. It'll take a while. So, and up until then, I mean, we have some good time for ourselves to build.
okay, okay. So, someone may be listening right now and want to get trained as a voiceover artist. Uh, do you still run training programs at the radio advertising people?
Not in a while. I haven't done that in a while. It's been overwhelming with time, so I haven't been doing any trainings. However, I want to encourage that there's so many videos online to
Yeah,
teach voiceovers, and there's not much to learn around voiceovers, but years of consistent practice. You
okay,
have to practice how to read, how to
okay,
pronounce words right. That's what will get you there. Once you get that thing, you're gone. So if you want to start learning, I'd say that whichever language that, and don't be heavily focused on English,
English,
please,
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
please. Don't think English. Listen, local dialects even sell faster or fetch
So
more ads than English.
it's
So
true.
if you want to get jobs, perfect your local language. There's so many jobs that come in Gantry, everywhere for Ghanaians.
Yeah,
Dagati, Dagari, Zema, Fanti, plenty. The English market is very cluttered. So explore other languages and perfect the pronunciations. Once you perfect the pronunciations, a bit of breath control, and you are in there. Watch more videos, read out loud to yourself, listen to it back, record it. Our devices record yourself, hear it, and keep doing it till you sound smooth in your executions. And then once you get that skill, you're gone easily. And remember, not every voice is for every product.
yeah,
As you move along, your voice becomes perfect for a lot of products. But there
yeah.
are key voice artists I will never call for certain products. And once you get the right voice for the right product, you're gone. And don't think that when your voice gets rejected, it means you are not good. No,
True,
it
true,
means
true.
that the products and the VO don't match.
Yeah,
You don't want to call Jay to do a voice over for um as compared to your voice, you are strong in baritone.
yeah,
So if you want a trailer, I'll choose your voice over mine any
yeah,
day.
yeah,
Yes, and I'll not worry myself competing with you in that space. But
yeah,
over the years, I may reach a point where I may be able to dip my voice by two or three semitones, and
yeah,
then I may hit um that decibel I'm looking, that vocal chord I'm looking for. But until then, Prince is around. So
yeah,
much
yeah.
so called.
Thank you.
You understand? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But for now, I wouldn't stress myself on that because I know it's not my space. But equally, maybe if I'm looking for certain products, other things that G's voice might be associated with, find me. And that's how
yeah,
it goes.
yeah.
I've
Thank you.
lost jobs. I've lost jobs equally.
Yes, yes,
Many
yes,
jobs. Many jobs. But that didn't, break me down in any way.
yeah. So I don't know, why is it difficult to find, or maybe I've not searched well to find a Ghanaian voiceover artist on, on social media. Okay, I
Oh,
see. It's difficult to find them.
oh, they are there.
Like
Plenty.
who?
I may not remember account names, but there are plenty.
Okay,
I don't know
okay.
because maybe I follow voice releaser stuff. I get on my timeline constantly, and
Wow,
then I get
wow,
people tagging me. Yeah, I get people tagging me and all those things. There are plenty amazing voice artists in Ghana. Plenty,
wow,
plenty,
wow.
my brother. Plenty. They are there.
How come I'm not
Amazing
finding
voice.
them? I couldn't find them, and so I shifted myself to Nigeria. So my timeline is just Nigerian voiceover artists. Listen to them.
Find a
I
job.
don't see.
Find a job. Put it on your timeline and say you're looking for Ghanaian voice artists and see how many people come to you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They are there. They are there.
I'm
They are
gonna.
there. They are quite number. I can't remember account names, but there are plenty of them. Plenty, plenty, bro.
I know
Plenty.
you have a lot of
Oh,
them in your voice bank.
oh, yeah, yeah,
I
I
know
do.
that.
Plenty.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have a lot of voice artists. A lot.
yeah.
Plenty. Sometimes it's overwhelming because when jobs come, you want to find the right person to give it to. Be fair to the industry and share it across for everybody to get to earn something. It's difficult sometimes, but I mean, I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm doing my best.
So I must tell you that the first place, or let me say, the first time I heard my voice
Hmm.
uh, through a studio equipment, or like going to a
Yeah.
studio to hear my voice, was at the radio advertising people.
Oh, was it? Congratulations.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. And you did that for me. I don't know, you've forgotten.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
went,
I've
I
forgotten.
walked into your office and said, "Hey Jay, I want to be a voiceover artist. You give me a script." I went into the booth. I read it.
Uh-huh.
You loved it. You even
Hmm.
called me and say, "Hey, Charlie, this is your voice. So it sounds good." That really,
Hmm.
that really
That's good.
encouraged me.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's good. That's
yeah,
good. I
yeah,
applaud you on
yeah,
that. I applaud you on that. I applaud you on that. And it's good for you to champion this space as well and keep it running. Let's keep the VO space burning.
yeah.
It's a gold mine again. It's a gold mine, and if we get it right, we'll get paid right.
I've
We'll,
tasted
we'll,
some of the
we'll,
good, and it's true. What you're saying is true. I'm telling you.
the jobs are
I'm
a lot. They
telling
keep
you.
coming. I'm
Yeah,
overwhelmed.
yeah,
I'll definitely share. Now, sometimes that's a matter of a reminder, but I'll definitely share.
yeah,
And I encourage for people who have studios and can edit. There are ways to edit videos. So Yeah, I'd love to share some of these things. Feel free. For me, I'm always very generous. Once you remind me and I get it, I'll pass it on.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll pass it on.
That's great. That's great. So where else can I look for jobs or VO jobs? I've heard of is it pay to play sites like
Um, so you see,
voices.
the thing about mine is that I have so many people I work with that I hardly go looking for jobs on example websites. I do have a very active client list.
Wow.
So it's yes, it just
Did you get that,
um
Gia? Well, how did you get that?
17 years, bro. 17 years.
Wow,
It's been 17 years.
amazing.
It's been 17 years of trust, loyalty, hard work, delivery. I
Yeah,
deliver on promise. You send me a script, I deliver. You
yeah,
send me a script, I deliver. I have failed one or two times here and there, but I deliver. So, and I am honest. So even if you haven't been paid, I'm telling you what's happening. I'm sharing chats of clients to let you know that I'm chasing your money for you. You know
yeah,
what? Here's a pre-finance. So take it. I'll deal with the rest myself. It's a lot of work that has gone into it. So when you ask around, then automatically our name pops up. Trap, radio advertising people. Jay, my colleague in the office, Slim. Our names
yeah.
pop up. Yeah. So when you want to get in there, you find us. You find us. I don't have a huge office to operate. No. And now because of technology, I don't even need that huge office to operate any longer. You understand?
Okay.
Simple setup like what you have, boom, you're gone.
Yeah. So when you started out as a voiceover artist, you were going to studios to do your recordings, right?
Oh,
You said earlier.
you have no idea. What people need to understand is that I didn't get here by sitting in my house and crossing my legs and sipping on some lemonade. Nah, I remember I go office to office, door to door,
Wow.
knocking at people, companies' doors, and asking them that I do voiceovers. Can you please help me?
Wow.
There's a lady that helped me out.
Shit.
Oh, I don't know my names. I'm leaving my head today like that. Man. Oh, pardon me. She was so instrumental in my life in voiceovers. So instrumental. Constantly trying to find me work. And I mean, like I said, I moved door to door to door, knocked on so many doors until it started opening. And this was like 2, 3 years of constant door opening, constant knocking. And it wasn't easy. Days I wanted to give up. Equal days I wanted to give up. But only God knows how these things work out. Over a period, the name has been cemented as one of the voice over production hubs in Ghana. So I get jobs. People
Yeah.
call, they reach out. So we've come very far. We've come very, very, very far, and we haven't stopped. We haven't stopped at all. We are still active in the business, and yeah, we're making it happen.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's get technical. So what equipment do you use for your recordings?
So I work around Cubase,
Cubase, Cubase,
Wavelabs,
Cubase.
basic,
Okay.
bro, basic. It's how
Cubase.
well you understand how to use the software is what counts,
Yeah.
what matters. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I've got kind of a number of dynamic studio microphones as well.
Dynamic. Okay.
Sound cards, sometimes Focusrite. What's the
Focus
other
right.
one?
Yeah.
I have to Sonus. It depends. Yeah, and I've got a number of plugins. Those are my trade plugins. Can't share them
Okay.
out here, but quite a number of plugins
Okay.
that I use to enhance voice quality. You know, make it sound rich, heavy, and to
Maybe
get advantage.
you share that with me after the show.
No problem. And then a lot of clients listen to um, voice overs on their devices. So usually when you are mastering and mixing, you want to make sure that these mono speakers that are in our devices capture the sound very well,
Okay.
and give up the best sound quality. The best sound quality. So you consider all these things, and when you are mixing and mastering, you want to make sure that you take your time and get the voice to stand out very well, and as well all the words and the pronunciations are out there so that the listener because you're dealing with people with different listening aids. Some people are listening with different types of ears,
Yeah.
and you want to make sure that everybody hears what was said. And even when you're recording, how you capture the sound is another key thing that you want to pay attention to.
Yeah.
So you don't capture in a way that your waves are too big or too small at the
Yeah.
right wavelength. You should get very healthy audio, and when you are mastering them as well, you need to make sure that the mix is good. And like I said, explore plugins. It's online plenty. Explore plugins, and they
Yeah.
all give something crazy to your. They can do something crazy to your voice.
Yeah. So the first money I made from voiceover is I used that to buy
Mhm.
some equipment. But
Yeah, that's
I'm
good.
I'm staying so close to the roadside. I've not treated my room yet. At that time, I hadn't treated my room, and I'm so close to the roadside, the highway. So when
So cars.
I can't recall the cars and noise. There's a church that's close by here, Charlie. So it
Yeah,
was
I
quite
know.
difficult recording. I
I
had
get
to
you. Yeah,
wait at
yeah.
midnight to do my recording and all that. Yeah, it
Mm-hmm.
was quite challenging, but now
Mm-hmm.
I've treated the place and it's quite okay now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's good. That's good.
yeah.
That's good. I faced the same challenges till I found a few plugins that were able to you know sort of just pick what is closest to the mic, you know, so that at
Okay,
least it cuts
yeah.
off.
I heard of that one. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah,
cuts off all the external sound and all. But thankfully, these new condenser microphones they do that. So
yeah,
try and
yeah.
explore them, read about them. They do that. They can just cut off all the noise in the background and just pick what's closest to it. I mean, it's very simple. Just picking a certain decibel. So anything out of range, it won't pick. It won't capture it.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I've learned something. I've learned something. Thank you very
Just
much,
read more
Jay.
about the microphones. Yeah, read more about the microphones. You do well.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Jay. So any advice to what advice you have for voiceover artists in Ghana and those who want to get into voice acting?
Well, like we discussed earlier on, for the existing voice artists, let's find a way to come together and strengthen our space, charge rights, and demand what is rightfully ours because this is our career. Um,
Exactly.
so let's do that. Let's start the conversation again. And if any of us should feel free to pick it up. And we should have more engaging platforms like yours, as you discussed. And then for the new ones who want to come in as well, patience, learn the tricks of the trade. There's so many tools online that can help you learn how to do voiceovers. Take your time, learn it, and don't think of only English. Multiple languages can equally fetch you a lot of jobs.
Thank you very much, Jay. Thank you.
Yes, thank you,
Uh,
Prince. Had a great time.
this this has been an amazing conversation. You've shared some
Yeah,
really important insights, and I'm sure a lot of people, especially the upcoming voiceover artists, will find this valuable. So before we wrap
definitely.
up, where can people follow you or reach out to you if they want to learn more about your work?
Um, my handles are very easy. It's Jay Foley 2131. You can find me across all the platforms with that as well. It's only on Snap that you find me at Jay Foley Rocks. But it's Jay Foley 2131 verified accounts. You can find me there. And yeah, let's engage. I'm always available. Hit me up, DM me, text me. Once I spot it, I'll try to respond. And I know I owe a lot of people response on Facebook, but I try. It comes in tons. So I try
We
to
understand you're a
respond
very
to all the
busy
messages.
person. Studio to studio, interviews to interviews is yeah, we understand you. Yeah. But
It's
thank you
crazy
for
at
making the
times,
time
but
today,
but
Jay.
but we're trying. Thank you so
Yeah,
much,
really
Prince. I
appreciate
truly appreciate it, and to your audience as well.
it. Okay. So that's it for today's episode of the VO Playbook. If you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you're a voiceover artist, let's continue this discussion. What do you think about starting a voiceover guild or association in Ghana? Let us know in the comments. Until next time, keep honing your craft and chasing your dreams. Thank you.